Do you recognize this guy?
Hold up. Are you telling me that Snoop Dogg wants me to rap Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, bro? Shit.
Or do you remember this clip?
Was a nice little class figure, but no one knew the evil he do when he got a little bigger. Grew up to find.
Well, somewhere between the scroll and the swipe, authenticity started glitching. You hear a freestyle that sounds like it came straight from a legend.
Dead ass, bro. You're telling me that Ice Cube wants me to rap Boys in the Hood by Eazy-E, bro? Shit. Let's get it then. But y'all already know the fucking rules. I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, share, follow, repost, hit all my fucking buttons, bro, alright? Let's go, look. Okay.
Donald B's in the place to give me the bass. Since my man JD is all free bass. The boy JD was a friend of mine till I caught him in my car trying to steal my Alpine.
You feel a moment that feels too real to ignore. Then later, you find out it really wasn't this guy at all. It was a voice model, a script, a simulation wearing the skin of culture. And in the middle of this new digital storm sits a creator called Kleptomaniac. And Klepto's not just one person, because he represents a type, a pattern, a new species of content built for the algorithm, not the audience. So today, we're talking about AI voices, fake authenticity, manufactured personas, the underlying threat, and what happens when culture becomes a product instead of a lived experience. So join me.
I got fame. Yeah, I got fame.
What it do, fame family? What it do? It's your boy, I Got Fame, and I'm back with another one. Now, we're going to be messy today again. He knows. There's an issue. There's an issue out there, and it's been bugging me for a while. This specific guy has gone under my skin before and kind of noticed things sometime last year, and I decided, I'm going to make a video on this, and I forgot about it, but once again, he jumped into my algorithm. So let's break this down. Tools like AI voice changers, voice cloning software, and platforms similar to VoiceStars have changed the game completely. What used to take talent, tone, breath control, and identity now can be approximated with software. A creator can sound like multiple rappers in one video, shift emotional tone instantly, mimic recognizable vocal textures, package it all into freestyles that feel original at first listen. On paper, it's innovation. In practice, it's something more complicated because now the voice is no longer proof of identity. It's just another filter. And Kleptomaniac understood that early. He understood that in the attention economy, perception is often more valuable than reality. Now, Klepto didn't just use AI tools. He built a persona around them, a hyper consistent online identity, the cool underground fan, the guy who can flip into any rapper's voice, the creator who seems plugged into hip hop culture at a level most people aren't. And to the average viewer, it looks like talent. It looks like connection. It even feels like respect for the culture. But underneath all of that is something much simpler: engagement. Because every impersonation, every AI voice flip, every what if Tupac was alive today moment, every listen to this rapper sound like Kendrick clip is engineered to trigger curiosity. And curiosity is currency. The longer people watch, the more the algorithm rewards it. The more the algorithm rewards it, the more the illusion spreads. But here's where things get complicated. Most viewers don't sit there analyzing the technology. They don't study the workflow. They don't investigate the software. They just feel it. And when something feels real enough, the brain fills in the blanks. That's how kleptos content spreads. Not because people fully believe it, but because they partially believe it long enough to share it. That tiny space between belief and disbelief is where AI content thrives. And it's also where trust starts to erode, because at no point is it always clear what's real, what's generated, what's performance, what's automation, what's artistry, and what's simply engineered for attention. That uncertainty becomes the product. But now we get to the uncomfortable layer. But for me, this is what stood out about this person the most. So for me, hip hop is not just sound. It's not just beats. It's not just slang. It's not just fashion. Hip hop is lived experience translated into rhythm, language, storytelling, and identity. It's history, it's struggle, it's innovation, it's community. So when AI starts recreating iconic voices without context, without history, and without acknowledgement of what's real versus synthetic, it raises questions that don't have easy answers. Is it tribute? Is it parody? Is it transformation? Or is it extraction? Because that difference matters. And when you have creators like Kleptomaniac that sit right in that tension point, not as heroes, to some not as villains, maybe even more nefarious, because he's an example of a new kind of media conflict, one where identity itself becomes editable and where the nefarious hide in plain sight. Because the same guy that entertains you with the impersonation videos is the same guy who had a TikTok account that was banned. Why? Because he posted a lot of things like this.
The fatigue is real, y'all. It's real. Look, do I have to explain how ignorant this is? Imagine being so blinded by politics that you're celebrating the vandalization of a small business. That's not activism. That's ignorance with a spray can. If your people can't verify who owns the building before cheering its destruction, maybe the problem isn't the business. Maybe it's that mob mentality.
And this
is America great yet? Now that I have your attention, let's talk.
No, let's not. This is what the Union Station fountain looked like when Obama was president. This is what the Union Station fountain looked like when Biden was president. And this is what the Union Station fountain looks like when Trump is president.
Looks like we made it.
The weirdest part is I hope the people that are enjoying this park now can give some credit to the administration and Trump. Because y'all need to wake up from your woke fucking slumber and realize America is becoming great, but it's not gonna get there without its people showing support. Wake your fucking ass up, okay? Wake up.
He's also said this.
Kevin Hart is a fucking coon. I hope we all know and realize that. That joke on the Kevin Hart roast by Tony Hitchcliffe, I think is his name, about the murder of a black man who had his neck kneeled on for several minutes until he died, was calling out to his mother. And you think that shit's fucking funny?
Let me stop you there. The fact that this full video said nothing about the Charlie Kirk joke just made me have to go check out your page.
But while we're at it, just roll the videos.
I ain't got a big dog in this fight, but, you know, my mom was part white. But continue, let me hear more of your bullshit.
It's gonna come to eventually where we gonna smoke your boots. And it's gonna come us against you white motherfuckers and whooping y'all ass and hanging y'all and doing all type of shit that y'all did to us niggas.
Wait, you gonna smoke some boots or you gonna smoke some rocks?
I don't wake up and be happy for you crackers. I be waking up just wanting to hurt you motherfuckers.
How many rocks does it take to get to the center of that fucking tooth, bro? I've met plenty of motherfuckers like you and you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't
Lacking in basic education, reasoning, and logic. Says it right there. I mean, the fact is this. You guys are lacking in education, reasoning, and logic.
Lakers about rebounded the Rockets 22-15. We're going to get.
And to all the conservatives out there, if y'all want to grab one of these shirts, walk around your local mall, your local stores, and just let them know, I'm going to leave a link on this video. Liberal.
Ha! Gay! Quick fashion question. Should I wear this Tech 9 with the high top? Or should I wear this Uzi with my low top?
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay.
What's crazy is that he posted this video up a few days ago.
Now as I bail through the empty halls, breath sticking in my jaws, ring, quiet, Joe. He ain't coming cold. Plus it's my homie from high school, we getting by. It's time to bury another brother, nobody cry. Life is a baller, alcohol and booty calls. We used to do them as adolescents, do you recall? Raised as G's, loped out, blaze of weed, get on the roof, let's get smoked.
And this is where the kleptomaniac archetype shows his true colors, because the AI voices, which is not really the part that bothers me the most. The part that bothers me is the contradiction. See, hip hop has always been bigger than music. Like I said, it's community, it's history, it's resilience. It's a culture built by people who took limited resources and created something powerful enough to influence the entire world. Yet somehow creators like Kleptomaniac can spend one half of their online life benefiting from that culture, while spending the other half promoting narratives that many people within that same culture may view as dismissive, hostile, or completely disconnected from their lived experience. And that's a question nobody wants to ask. If you genuinely respect the culture, do you respect the people who built it? Because those aren't always the same thing. It's easy to use the words. It's easy to use the aesthetic. It's easy to use the voices. It's easy to use the imagery. It's easy to monetize the audience. But culture isn't a costume you put on whenever the algorithm says it's profitable. And that's where klepto becomes a symbol of a larger internet phenomenon. Not a person, a phenomenon. The creator who discovers that Black culture drives engagement, that hip hop drives views, that rap drives clicks, that authenticity drives audience growth. But once the engagement arrives, the actual people behind that culture become secondary to the business model. That's not appreciation, that's extraction. And what makes it even more effective is that AI creates another layer of separation. Creators don't have to live the culture. They don't have to understand the culture. They don't even have to sound like themselves anymore. They can generate the voice, generate the persona, they can generate the engagement and the illusion. And for some viewers, that's enough. But for others, the contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. I also like being messy. Because eventually people start asking, are you celebrating the culture or are you simply using it? Those are two very different things. Now, one thing that often happens with creators like this is audience projection. People try to decode their politics, beliefs, and real identity based on fragments of content. But the larger issue isn't necessarily politics. In this case, it's a mixture because this person has this hidden hate for the same culture that he's using. And so that leads to a larger issue also being authenticity. Online personas are becoming increasingly fragmented. Creators can appear one way in content and another way entirely off camera. They can perform multiple identities depending on the audience. They can become different versions of themselves depending on what drives engagement. And AI amplifies that ability dramatically. Now, if you look deeper into this klepto persona, there's two sides of him. One where he uses hip hop, rap, and he's profiting off of it. And another side where his true self comes out, MAGA adjacent, with very hateful, even violent rhetoric at times for the same community that he's using. So the result of this is a digital world where authenticity becomes harder and harder to measure. The real issue isn't whether klepto is real or fake. The real issue is this: when everything can be simulated, what does authenticity even mean anymore? Because audiences are still wired for human signals. Voice equals identity, tone equals emotion, consistency equals truth, but AI breaks all three assumptions at once. Now, we're entering a world where the voice can lie, the emotion can be generated, the persona can be assembled like Lego pieces. And most viewers are learning this in real time. I mean, I'm sure if you've even watched one of this guy's videos that you're probably following him or subscribed to something that he's doing. So in a way, despite all of this, people still watch because it's entertaining, because it's fast, because it feels access to something special. Kleptomaniac's content works because it sits in a rare sweet spot. It feels like hip hop culture without requiring hip hop context. It feels like exclusivity without requiring real exclusivity. It feels like artistry without requiring traditional artistic labor. Now that's the paradox. And that's why it spreads the way it does. Now, we're early because AI voice content is still in its Wild West phase. Creators are experimenting, audiences are adapting. Platforms are rewarding whatever captures attention the longest. But eventually, three things are going to become unavoidable. Number one, disclosure expectations around AI generated content. Number two, stronger audience literacy regarding synthetic media. And number three, a cultural split between creators who build their audiences through genuine expression and creators who build their audiences through engineered identities. And that tension is only going to grow. Although I would like to admit that Kleptomaniac isn't really the story. He partly isn't, but I had to expose this guy. I really did. And again, check the account out. If you follow him and if you care about this culture, you might want to unfollow, because Kleptomaniac, he's a snapshot, a signal, a glimpse into where content is heading when voice, identity, and performance all become interchangeable. And maybe the real question isn't whether we can detect what's real anymore. Maybe the real question is whether people still care when something feels real enough. But these have been my thoughts, Fame family. I want to know yours in the comments below. Do you think AI voice creators are pushing innovation forward? Or do you think they're slowly blurring the lines between creativity and authenticity? Let me know. And like always, please hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. And if you haven't already, turn on your notification so you're notified anytime I upload a video. But until next time, peace and love.